things only went downhill from there. All right, Michigan and Ohio State, two of college football's biggest rivals, now each facing $100,000 fines from the Big Ten Conference after this massive fight broke out midfield when Michigan upset Ohio State Saturday in Ohio. Players from both teams went after each other, police even having to use pepper spray to break it up. Our next guest was on the field and got caught up in the craziness. She was pepper sprayed. She posted this to social media.
If you guys can't tell, cops came out and started pepper spraying like everywhere. I got nailed in the eyes.
Oh, I got something in my eye.
All right.
I got something in my eye.
Okay.
Oh my God. Oh my God, it's in my eye. I can't see.
All right, so this was far from the only post-game brawl that came from college football's rivalry weekend game. 6 other teams had altercations. So joining me now is the reporter we just saw in that clip, Stephanie Odie, a reporter covering Ohio State for 97.1 The Fan, who was on the field, was pepper sprayed. Stephanie, thank you so much for your time. First of all, what was that like? How are you doing today? It looks like you've recovered, but did you even realize what was happening out there?
Thanks for having me, Nicole. But I've been part of this rivalry for many seasons. I know the emotions that come with it, and the team has talked about it, not just the past week, but for 365 days. Year after year, several players come back to play in that game, and they get upset. So I can't say I'm too surprised by all the emotion I saw, but I was very surprised to get pepper sprayed. I didn't know what was happening. I just lost my vision. And I think that was what the scary part was, because I think I was the first one hit with it. But once I heard pepper spray, I just knew I needed to get out of the brawl because I couldn't see. But honestly, it wasn't too bad. It was mainly the shock factor of not having my vision. But as a reporter, you got to be excited about being in those moments.
Right. Well, and I'm glad, Stephanie, obviously we're very glad that you are okay, because, you know, reporter or not, you certainly don't expect this kind of thing to happen. You know, as I'm looking at this video, it just all kind of unfolded so quickly and just escalated so fast. But again, this was not the only fight that we saw this weekend. Why do you think we're seeing this happen what seems to be more often?
Well, first off, this season of college football has been wildly unexpected with so many upsets. There's only one undefeated team left. But for the rivalries, there's a lot of pride that comes with it, and specifically with Ohio State, Michigan. Our coach knows that his job is on the line if he doesn't beat this specific team. Yeah, they still have a national championship looming, but this is the team that you have to beat, and this fan base is brutal to him. He compared losing to this team now for 4 consecutive years. He compared that to losing his father as a young kid. So the weight that it bears for the players, the team, and the coaches, it's immense. And they say it's more than just a game. They call it war. So I think we saw that unfold.
And certainly, you know, we know that there is a lot of pressure. We know that these rivalries are serious. So Morning in America talked with Jason Avant. He's a U of Michigan sideline reporter, a former Wolverines player. I'd like to listen to some of what he had to say today.
I'm normally interviewing players at the end of the game, especially after a win, and I'm trying to avoid the crowd. I didn't recognize that there was a flag playing or anything of that nature, but when I was going toward the locker room, I saw an Ohio State player with the flag, and that won't sit well with me. I have too much Michigan pride for that, so I wanted to just get the flag back. And my only thought in my brain was, don't touch anyone, just grab the flag and go back to the locker room, because I didn't want to get into it anybody's son or at all.
So, Stephanie, I want to bring you in on this. So, you know, trying to get the flag back from the Ohio State player. But to be fair, did Michigan players possibly incite this in a way by trying to plant that flag in the first place on the Ohio State field? Is that maybe the tradition, or is this more of just a both sides were wrong type of situation?
Yeah, I mean, both sides. I mean, you want to end the game respectfully. The emotions were high. We actually heard Baker Mayfield talk after his game in the NFL. He planted the flag on Ohio Stadium turf before. It did not go over well for Buckeye fans. So I think it's well known. It's disrespectful, and there's just a lot of pride involved. And you heard him say that he couldn't let that happen. Coach Jay said that in his remarks following the game, that the team wasn't going to let it happen. So it really is, yeah, you lose the game, but you got to hold on to the pride you have in your university.
Absolutely. Last question for you, Stephanie. What do you think this means for the game going forward? I mean, we know the rivalries are going to exist. We know emotions are going to continue to be high. Do you think anything changes?
It's tough when you have jobs on the line. Players are now getting paid, so there's fines that can happen, suspensions. Both teams had $100,000 fines, but individual players could see repercussions. So I think that it's going to have to be handled down the line, just for safety reasons and things of that matter. But college football does have a pageantry to it, so you want to keep the rivalries alive. But I don't think this rivalry is going anywhere. It's been this way for decades, and it's only growing more and more strong.
All right. So we will see what happens next year. All right. Stephanie Odie, so great to see you and glad that you're doing all right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.